Hi, I'd like to welcome Barry. So Barry Tomes, thank you so much for joining me today. You're the director and owner of Gotham Records and we're here in Las Vegas. So Barry, what brings you here?
Music takes me everywhere, takes me all around the world. Thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome. I mean, it's wonderful. We've just arrived at Salisbury as a crew, and it's amazing actually when you come into the Strip how many artists are actually, playing here. Is that something that you look for, as a record company? Is this where everybody comes to?
Well, I think you're always looking for outlets for your artists to make money. What's different probably here than it was 25 years ago, 30 years ago? You had Tom Jones doing all the sort of residencies here all them years ago, and they were amazing, and especially British fans always flocked to Las Vegas for the shows. But they were very cabaret in there. It was dinner and cabaret, etc., and then a show. It was very Las Vegas. I think I was watching Rod Stewart talk just a few weeks ago about his upcoming tour he's doing, and he said, I've got 5 shows in Las Vegas before, and he said, it's not like it was, it's not chips in a basket. It really is a concert, proper gig, great venues. And again, it's a mecca for British people. And I know just coming along the Strip, obviously, I think Mariah Carey's going to be here. I know Elton John's been here, obviously. And there's a lot of major names been here. Of course, as a small record label, I'd love to think some of my artists might be here one day. But I do know what has happened with Las Vegas in recent years. On the outskirts, when you drive into the city, there's about 2,000 or 3,000 new homes and condos being built. And I know from all my sources and my contacts that actually lots and lots of musicians are moving to the outskirts of Las Vegas because there is work here as a musician, but also the location of Las Vegas for the rest of the USA is becoming a real good place to be. And it's about half the price of living in Los Angeles.
So, I mean, you said yourself, there are lots more properties being built, more musicians are coming here. Do you think Las Vegas is the place where musicians see themselves perhaps performing? Is this what they aspire to get to, do you think?
I wouldn't say they aspire to get to it. I think they probably want to play the Hollywood Bowl or they want to play Wembley Arena. I think that's the kind of things they want to play. But I think what Las Vegas is doing for the music industry now is it's one of the things. There are several things you now need to do. Before you released a record, it went in the charts, you made money, you did Top of the Pops. Thank you very much. I'm in the music business. Now you release records on Spotify and get 25, 30,000 plays and earn 10 pence. You release your product, of course, digitally all over the world, as we do with Gotham Records. We've just released an album by Luke Guy Reed, a country album called Straight Home. And we've released a new album. It's the 3rd album by Codeine that we've released. They did release one before themselves. It's the 3rd one that Gotham Records have released. And we've released that now, and we obviously want those artists to do really well and we want them to sell albums. Whether they would ever finish up playing a place like Las Vegas, I don't know. But I think as a musician rather than a band, which is a brand, the Killers or whoever you're talking about, as a musician there's a lot of work here because there's a lot of big stars playing here. There's a lot of venues that have groups on. Covers are particularly big, which is not a big thing generally in America. So I think as a musician there's work here. As an artist, can you break in Las Vegas? No, absolutely not. When you're a major artist, and it could be an artist perhaps from the 70s, that it's not so big now, say like a Leo Sayer could probably come here and do some shows. Rod Stewart sells out every time. I know, there's 10 or 15 artists here a year now that do it. So it's a great place for the big names because the shows are good value. What is incredible value, of course, here is as long as you don't gamble and lose all your money, the hotels, I'm currently staying at Treasure Island, which is a phenomenal hotel. Absolutely amazing. Here we are on the 29th floor overlooking this incredible city, and it's $35 a night. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, do you think they do that purposely? The hotels do all seem to be very, very reasonably priced. And then, but as you say, they've got these most amazing musical acts. I mean, the other hotels, Caesar Palace and the Venetian, which is just opposite, they've got these amazing artists. I mean, as I came in, we saw Donny Marie Osmond are here.
Yeah,
now these acts are, that I grew up with these acts, and yet they're headlining here in Las Vegas. Do you find that quite strange, or do you find that the way it should be really?
I don't find anything strange. I've been in the music business 43 years, and every day is different. And weird things happen. Donny and Marie didn't talk to each other some years ago. Now there they are. I think it's the biggest sign in the whole of Las Vegas. It covers the entire side of a hotel. It's money. Look, money drives things, and the bottom line is it's a bit like the bums on seat syndrome. Hotels. This hotel has 2,800 rooms. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people in a lot of rooms,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yes.
Now, if they all buy one coffee and they all put $1 in a machine, that's also a lot of money. There are the add-ons, and of course it's quite heavily taxed, and you know there are charges that you get now, and you should be aware if you come here you might get that amazing room rate which is available at all the hotels. Of course there's the local tax now, a resort tax, which has been added on, and there are all the add-ons. You park your car and sometimes it's included. I think in 6 months time most of the hotels will be charging for car parking, because one of the main hotels here have tried it and it doesn't seem to have affected their business. So money makes the world go round. There is no question about that at all.
And you know, it's a beautiful place. It's sunny. You know, lots of people come here. Tourists, lots of British people will come here on holiday. Why do you think they come here, Barry? Do you think they come here for the obvious, for the gambling, or do you think the musical artists have an impact on perhaps where they stay, or do you think it's just purely gambling?
I think there are people that want to gamble but don't gamble all year round, so they come and have a real blowout. Like when they go to Magaluf, they drink themselves stupid and do stupid things they'd never dream of doing at home, or they'd never dream of doing in their workplace. So they have a blowout. So I think the gamblers come here for that reason. There are some very big prizes. There are incredible jackpots on some of these machines. But certainly it's Blackpool with sunshine. You know, that's what it is. It's Blackpool with sunshine. Gambling has always been one of those things that makes a lot of money. For me, as a music businessman and as Gotham Records, any single thing, any event, any show, any television show, any hotel that has music on and uses music has got my vote every time.
And I mean, what sort of acts would you like to see here, Barry?
Rock acts, more rock acts.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it does tend to be. I mean, like you mentioned, Rod Stewart. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
legend in his own right, and Celine Dion was another one that's been
Yeah.
in Las Vegas for a long time. But do you think sort of you do need more rock? We need more sort of up and coming, if you like, new artists that perhaps would appeal more to a younger generation.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Because if you go around here, the general age that what I've just seen today, just walking around, is probably 40 plus. I think I'm sure the money men are thinking about the next generation. What they need to be doing is having, the Killers, the Script. They need to be having all those sort of bands coming out here that would play 5,000 capacity venues in the UK. I would like to see a couple of rock venues that are real hard rock venues. I'd like to see that definitely. I'm strange. I'm a music fan. I'd thoroughly enjoy seeing Donnie Marie. I'd love seeing Rod Stewart. I'd completely enjoy going across the road and seeing Mariah Carey. I wouldn't buy a Mariah Carey record. I just wouldn't buy one. But I would go and see her live because it's about that thing. It's about the live thing. So I think the place is still a mecca for gamblers, and gambling pays for it. And it no doubt subsidises lots of things. But this is America, and there's a lot of add-ons in America. In England, you go and you buy your ticket, and at the sort of Barclaycard Arena, your parking fees. Here, there seems to be a tip at the door to take your bag off you, a tip at the door inside, a tip to get the man to bring your bag to the room. So there's a lot of add-ons here. But if you're wanting to do yourself something cheap, you can stay in the cheap hotels, you can stay in the luxury and have a little bit of real opulence for a change. It's definitely outweighs the travel lodges and the Premier Inns. Definitely. It's definitely not that.
But and you said the two kind of very much go together, really, because you've got, as you say, the opulence, you've got the many hotels that are along the strip and beyond. Actually, do you think they fight for the biggest musical act? Do you think there's a kind of a war going on between the hotels to make sure they have the best act?
I would think so. I think a lot of deals are done behind the scenes. There's probably some tax situations here regarding what they get paid, how they get paid, where they get paid. The tickets, I've seen tickets for about $170, which is about £120. Would I come to Las Vegas and pay £120 to see Rod Stewart? Yeah, I would, because
of the experience.
I'd get it all. I'd be buying the experience.
Yeah.
Would I pay? And I'm a big Rod Stewart fan. Would I pay £120 to see Rod Stewart at the Barclaycard Arena in Birmingham? No, I'd say I'm being ripped off. Here, you're on holiday. Effectively, it's a holiday, and what do you do on holiday? You spend a load of money. You run up debts on your credit card. You spend a load of money. For me, as long as they're playing music and they're promoting music, and music is kept alive, then they can do what they want.
And what about about recording here, Barry? What's the recording industry like in Las Vegas?
There are studios here. There are a lot of studios that people don't really know about because you just think of it as a gambling city, but it's the same as Nashville. You know, it's very misunderstood. People think it's all about country, but a lot of rock stars go to studios there, as come here. And the location's really good. It's not that far. It's a very short flight from Los Angeles. It's only a 4-hour drive from Los Angeles. So as I said, that's why a lot of musicians are relocating here, because they can still go and do all the showcases in LA. Because the thing about LA, you come here, all the shows cost you a lot of money. They all cost you a lot of money. When you're in Los Angeles, there's 100 shows a night free, because everybody wants to do a showcase. So musicians can come here, earn money as a musician, not be that far on a plane to get other parts of America. It's very, very cheap to fly in America. And they can earn money as musicians here. The studio costs are less here than they are in Los Angeles and places like New York. So it's an all-round kind of place, great sunshine. To me, it looks hideous. When you drive in, it looks absolutely hideous. I'm like, well, it's a bit like being in a movie.
It's like a Toy Town set.
It's like a Toy Town set.
Yes,
it does
yeah.
look hideous. You can't help but like it. But then I'm on a hotel. I'm in a hotel now where I think the front of the hotel looks hideous. It looks ridiculous. Treasure Island looks ridiculous. But actually, you come in the room. It's a beautiful room, beautiful decor, amazing staff, gorgeous views. And 30 music channels on the telly.
Yeah.
So I'm in heaven, really.
Oh, well, Barry, listen, it's been wonderful to talk to you today. Thank you so much for joining me, and no doubt we'll be in contact with you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go out on the street and have a look, shall we?
Let's have a look. Good idea.